Astragalus is awesome to prevent, it's an amazing adaptogen, but adaptogens we need to be careful. I wrote about this recently on Ask an Herbalist thing. I don't recommend or use astragalus when you're sick.
Yeah.
Only between the periods to boost up your immunity, to push the periods of sickness further and further apart. That was taught to me by some old Chinese doctors years ago. I mean, these guys were in their 80s and been doing Chinese medicine since they were probably at their daddy's knee, as he was a Chinese doctor. It's a great one for boosting the immunity, and it's probably, if you're not sick, it's one you should be taking now. If you have any infection in any mucous membranes anywhere in the body, you probably shouldn't be doing astragalus, because the Chinese say it doesn't tonify or help the body, but it strengthens the actual disease. That's kind of like, you know, when you're sick, it helps the disease get stronger, not the body get stronger. It's an interesting, adaptogens are like that. There's a camp division in astragalus, right? There are formulas and authors and people who recommend astragalus in acute respiratory conditions. That's their camp. I don't know, you know, that's fine. Then there's the other school, old school Chinese, old school OMDs, old school, maybe that's something they were taught and didn't realize they could expand upon that, because that could be the case too. But there's like never use astragalus in acute conditions, right? And there's energetic philosophy in both camps with astragalus. It's just interesting to see because people ask me this question, I'm like, hey, you want to go get a chuckle, go research this for yourself, and you're going to see instantly it's divided into two camps. Pick one of the ones you want to go with, because I don't know. I mean, it's just like, you know, this is why I'm going with this camp. These are my observations. These are my insights, and you pick a camp, you know, it's fine. Sometimes we don't know. And especially with astragalus and adaptogens and mushrooms and adaptogens. The only thing with mushrooms, I mean, because I'll use mushrooms in acute cancerous situations, acute chemotherapy. The only time I'm hesitant with any of the mushrooms is in mucous respiratory infections. That's when I want to think about it. I usually don't do the chagas, do the turkey tail, do any mushrooms when the lungs are super infected. Because there's some questions there. There's some like, the time to use mushrooms may not be now. I don't really know, but I stopped using mushrooms in any of my acute formulas because
they're more like that chronic, long-term.
They're adaptogenic.
Right.
You know, even though a lot of mushrooms have some very distinct compounds that you can use in the acute moments in time, but not for respiratory mucosa. That's like where I'm super cautious with mushrooms.
For the full video and for more plant teachings, visit Wild Medicine School at the link below.